Hey everybody, I hope y'all are doing well today. Welcome or welcome back. So today we're going to be doing another foundation versus foundation video. So we're going to be checking out the LYS Triple Fix Serum Foundation and we're going to compare that to Sephora Best Skin Ever. I did recently compare this to another foundation, the Morphe Filter Effect one, and I thought they were very similar to one another, but I have a feeling that these two are even more comparable. I think that these are going to be more of an exact match to one another. So that's what we're going to see about today. So if you're here for the first time, thank you so much for clicking on the video. My name is SonyaNicole and I post new videos every week, including some stuff for makeup lovers who are 40 and over. So please consider subscribing today. I would love to have you join the channel and I would really appreciate your support. Okay, y'all, let's jump right into it. Okay, so let me quickly give you the basic details about both of these foundations. So starting off with the LYS Triple Fix Serum Foundation, just in case you're not familiar with this is a new brand that just launched. I want to say it's been like maybe a month or so ago now. They just launched at Sephora and they are a Black-owned clean beauty brand and they're considered to be pretty affordable for clean beauty, especially at Sephora. So their foundation is the Triple Fix Serum Foundation. It retails for $22 and you get 1 ounce of product in here. This is supposed to be a light to medium coverage with a natural finish, and some of the main ingredients in here are ashwagandha, which is Indian ginseng, turmeric, and hyaluronic acid. And it doesn't say how long this is supposed to wear on the skin, but I think when I did my video on this, I want to say I wore it for at least 8 hours and it did last pretty well. And with the Sephora Best Skin Ever foundation, this one retails for $20 and there's a little less than an ounce in here. It's 0.84 ounces. This one is a medium coverage with a natural finish, and some of their main ingredients are hyaluronic acid, red algae extract, and brown algae extract, and this one is supposed to last for up to 12 hours. So both of these foundations do have like skincare benefits to them, and just from having worn both of these at least once, I've worn this one more, but having worn both of these, I do think that they're going to be very similar to one another. I think I'm going to like the LYS one better, but we'll see. So let's start with the application. The last time that I wore the LYS foundation, I applied this with a sponge, so I think that's what I'm going to do today. I think I'm going to use the SonyaNicole sponge for both of them because I can use one side for one foundation and one for the other. Okay, and I think I am going to start off with the LYS foundation. Just in case you're watching one of my foundation videos for the first time, I don't wear primer, so I have my moisturizer and sunscreen on right now. So I'm going to start off with this. I am in the shade, I think this is DP5. Yeah, this is DP5. This is a dark complexion with a pink undertone. So I'm going to start off with about like a half a pump. That's usually what I like to start out with. And then I'm just going to blend that out. I do know that both of these foundations are going to be too dark for me, but I'll be able to fix that with my concealer and setting powder and all that. I've been wanting to film this video for like almost 2 weeks now, but I'm getting over a cold and this is the first day in the past like 2 weeks that I feel like I can do a wear test without sneezing and having to like ruin the makeup in the center of my face. So I'm hoping that that works out. So keep your fingers crossed for me. Okay, so this is a half a pump of the LYS foundation versus no foundation. Now I'm going to go over here with a half a pump of the Sephora foundation. I have the LYS in my hand. Good grief. Alright, I'm going in with half a pump of the Sephora one, and I'm just using the other side of my sponge. So we are paying attention to like differences and similarities and how these foundations apply, but the main thing we're going to be looking at is how they wear throughout the day. But I feel like in terms of how they apply, the Sephora one is definitely a little darker. I don't remember the Sephora one being quite this dark the last time I wore this, but it's definitely coming off a little darker. I hope y'all didn't hear that. So definitely in terms of the shade, the LYS one is definitely a better match for me. But in terms of like how they look on the skin, I think that I like I don't know. This is why I wanted to compare these, because I think they look really similar to each other. I don't know. I feel like they look exactly the same. Let me know what you think. This is LYS and this one is Sephora, and it's only a half a pump. So both of them are giving me like light coverage right now. I'm going to build both of them up. So I'm going to go back in with the LYS and I'm going to do like another like half a pump. And this is the side, the black side that I used to apply to blend out the LYS one. So I do feel like now having a full pump of the LYS foundation on, I feel like now the coverages are kind of more the same. So I feel like I'm getting more coverage with the Sephora foundation. So let me go in with another half a pump of Sephora. And now I'm using the white side. Okay, so here we have one full pump of the LYS foundation. And over here we have one full pump of the Sephora foundation. So try not to concentrate too much on the shades because the Sephora one is darker. But what do you guys think about how they're wearing? I think they're like the same. I really can't see a difference between the two. I think that they're both giving me like a natural finish, like the same amount of radiance, the same amount of glow in certain areas. Like I really don't see a difference between the two. But like I said, the main thing we're looking at though is like which one wears better. Does one wear longer than the other and all of that. So I always like to show you guys my other complexion products, like how they pair along with the foundation. So we're not doing like a first impression on these foundations today, but I do still want to show y'all the concealer and the setting powder that I'm going to use. So for concealer, I'm starting off with this is Too Faced Born This Way in the shade Mocha, and I'm gonna put on another concealer too because I want my concealer today to be just a little bit lighter than usual because the foundation, both of these foundations are just a little too dark, but especially the Sephora one. So I'm also going to put a little bit of the Rare Beauty Foundation in shade 340. And this one I think is really good for brightening, but I don't think it does that good a job of like giving coverage. But it's really good for like adding brightness. So I usually blend out my concealer on my chin and my forehead with my foundation sponge, but I don't want to miss and like mix up the foundations at all. So I'm just going to mix or blend out all of my concealer with this brush. This is the Rare Beauty foundation brush, but I like using it for my concealer. Okay, and then I'm just going to take the brush and I'm just going to do like one more quick blend, kind of like anywhere where my foundation and concealer meet each other, just to make sure that everything is nice and blended into one another. So it just dawned on me that using this concealer brush like all over, I did kind of sort of still mix up the two foundations because I might have like picked up just a little bit from one side to blend on the other, but no big deal. All right, now I'm going to set the concealer. I'm going to use my L'Oreal True Match powder. This one is in the shade C5. This is like my new favorite setting powder for my concealer because it's nice and pink, but it's also like a pressed powder. And then I'm setting the foundations with the Sephora Micro Smooth setting powder. I'm sorry, this is a baked powder foundation, but I use it as a setting powder. And I don't know if this is going to make too much of a difference, but I am making sure to like turn my brush around so that I'm not picking up any more of the foundation from one side and dragging it over to the other. Okay, so I have all of my complexion products on. So again, this is the LYS Beauty Foundation. And this is the, what is this? The Sephora Best Skin Ever foundation. So let me know what y'all think at this point, but I'm about to do the rest of my makeup, and still I just feel like they are so similar. Like I don't really see a difference aside from this one just being a little bit darker, but let me know what y'all think. So I'm going to do the rest of my makeup off camera, and then I will come back and we will start the wear test. Okay, so here's my makeup for today. So this is the LYS side all done, and this is the Sephora side. And just in case you're interested, I will have everything that I'm wearing in my description box. So let me know what y'all think. So now that the makeup has been on, and this may be something that I just missed when I was putting the foundation on, because I've only had this makeup on for like maybe 20 minutes. It didn't really take me a long time to do my makeup. But now that I have everything on, I do feel like the Sephora side is wearing a little bit better. Like I think on this side, especially like around here next to my nose, I think that the skin just looks a little bit cleaner, a little smoother, like more pore like blurring going on. And then like looking at my forehead, just all over on this side of my face, I do think that I like the way that the Sephora side looks a little bit better. Let me know if y'all agree. The LYS side looks nice, but when I'm looking at my skin like really up close, I just think that the Sephora side looks better. And like usually when my skin is breaking out or something like that, this side of my face does tend to be a little worse. I don't think that one side is worse than the other right now, but after having the makeup on and, you know, having it set and everything, I just feel like I like the Sephora side better, the way it looks right now. But like I said, I've only had it on for like 20 minutes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a wear test. And I think when I wore both of these foundations, I was able to do like an 8-hour wear test. So that's what I'm going to shoot for today. So it's almost 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So I'm going to see if I can wear these for about 8 hours. If I feel like one of them needs to be refreshed, or both of them, before that 8-hour mark, I'm just going to come back when I feel like one of them has gotten to the point where it's time to refresh the makeup. And then that's the last thing that we'll do. We'll refresh both sides just to compare that part of it, and then I'll give y'all my final thoughts. So I will see y'all back here a little bit later on. Okay guys, I am back. It is a little after 8 o'clock in the evening. So the goal was to wear this for a solid 8 hours, which would have been 9 o'clock. And I know I don't have a long ways to go, but I'm really tired. I'm ready to go to bed because I've been going to bed earlier lately. So I'm going to wrap it up now. But I do think that I have seen everything that I need to see. So again, this is the LYS Beauty side, and this is the Sephora side. So my foundation is broken up right on the sides of my nose because that's where my glasses sit, so that always happens. And I do have a little bit of breaking up right under my nose. You may not be able to see it because of the natural shadow that's right there, but right there the foundation is broken up because I did have to wipe in this area a couple of times because, as I said earlier, I'm still getting over a cold, so the makeup did break up right there. Other than that though, I think that the makeup looks pretty much intact. So let me know if you like one side better than the other, or do you think that they both look pretty much the same. I did say at the beginning of the wear test that I thought the Sephora side was wearing better. Now that my natural oils have come through, I think that they're back to looking exactly the same. I think that they're wearing exactly the same on my skin. I don't think one is any more shiny, any more oily than the other. I think that they wore pretty much the same on both sides. I do know that I'm going to be wearing the LYS one a lot more, simply because this one is just like a smidge, and I mean just like a smidge too dark for me, whereas the Sephora one is a little darker than that. So if I had on the Sephora foundation all over, I could definitely get away with it, especially with like concealer and all that. But just in terms of like the shade match, the LYS one is definitely better. So the last thing that we're going to test out is I'm going to blot and repowder, and we're just going to see how that compares. But before I do that, let me just point out that it's been 7 hours and I feel like my face looks good. Like I feel like I can go for another couple of hours without having to blot. Like I'm a little shiny in some areas, but I think my makeup looks just fine. But I am gonna blot just so that we can test that out. So I'm just gonna do like my T-zone area. You might notice that I'm sitting a little higher in this part of the video. So I ordered an office chair and it arrived today, and I just couldn't wait to put it together and sit on it. So I changed like the height of everything, the camera and all of that, to accommodate the chair. So that's why I'm like sitting a lot higher. And now I'm able to put my mirror like right in front of me. Like life is good right now. Okay, so this is what the foundations look like after I blot off that excess oil. And now I'm just going to repowder. So I'm going to use the same brush that I used earlier today. I don't remember like which side is which, but we're not really doing anything besides like seeing what it looks like with a fresh coat of powder on it. So I'm not going to worry about like not having the foundation transfer from one side to the other with the brush. So I'm just going to powder kind of like right in the T-zone area. Okay, and this is what we look like after refreshing it with powder. So one thing I'm noticing now is, again, just like at the beginning of the wear test, I do think now that I've powdered, the Sephora one does look a little bit better. I'm wondering if that has anything to do with like these two products just pairing well together, because this is a Sephora powder. I didn't think about that, but I don't think that that's what it is. I just think that it kind of sets a little bit better. The Sephora one just sets just a tad bit better, but overall they're comparable. But this one looks a little more, I guess, sleek, I guess, now that I've put powder on top of it. But let me know if y'all agree with that. But you know, like I said, I'm gonna be wearing the LYS one more, but I think that that's simply because I like the shade of this better. Both of these are really good foundations. They're both within the same price range, $22 and $20. I don't think that you can go wrong with either one of these foundations. So I hope that y'all enjoyed this video today. If you did, please let me know by giving me a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe before you head out, and I'll see y'all back here for my next one. Until then, take care. Have a good one, y'all. Bye.